Hello and welcome to JP Fish Tanks. Now on this video I'm going to be talking about keeping Malawi cichlids and how to have a successful Malawi cichlid tank. So keeping Malawi cichlids is pretty much like keeping any other tropical fish, although they are a little more sensitive to others. So first of all, when you're setting up your tank, cycle it like you should, an 8-week cycle. I've got away with it with other fish before, with other tropical fish and things like that. These really just do it. Get your parameters right, get your filter ready, get your filter media perfect before you even think about putting fish in. Second of all, choosing your fish. You need to get a good balance of aggression. Malawis are aggressive fish. And they're very, very territorial. So the first thing you need to be thinking about is when you put your fish in the tank, you need to put them in all in one go. That's going to break the bank a little bit because that's another thing, they're not very cheap. But say for instance you wanted to put 5 fish in, you put 5 fish in, a couple of weeks later you think, oh, I'll put another 5 in. If you want to do that, you need to completely rearrange the whole decoration of the tank, because the 5 that have gone in there will have already established territories, and you're just going to have endless fighting. So you need to make sure the species you put in are all compatible with each other. Obviously, you need to know the difference between African and American cichlids. Malawi cichlids are African cichlids from Lake Malawi. So mixing the two just doesn't really work. Also mixing with other tropical fish like tetras and things like that, the tetras are just going to be a meal. So you need to keep them all together as a species tank. Going on further from species wise, it is possible to put species like catfish, any kind of catfish in here. There's 2 picus catfish. And 2 brittle-nosed plecos, and actually on cue there's one of the brittle-nosed plecos. That's absolutely fine. You know, they're not going to cause any issues at all. Now, from keeping your water parameters correct, obviously the way to do that is water changes. Like any other tank, I do 20% every week, which has been fine for this, absolutely fine. Some people do more, some people do less. I think a steady 20% a week, 20% water change is nothing. You know, it's going to be, you know, it's 10 minutes work, and 10 minutes work to keep in a healthy aquarium, I think is really important. This one I do religiously every week. My other tanks I'm a little bit lapsed on, but you know that's why I don't want to lose anything in this tank. Like I say, when you go into this sort of fish keeping, you're going to be spending a lot of money on the fish themselves, so anything you can do to keep them alive is the best thing. Just on the subject of water changes, I just want to throw this in there. I use this, which is Cechum Prime, as my dechlorinator. It's a brilliant product. I've never had any problems since using it. It's better than a normal dechlorinator because it will also remove, will detoxify ammonia, nitrate and nitrite. I do a 20% water change and then I dose the whole tank's volume with this, so it works out quite nicely because for my cichlid tank it's 5 ml for the 200 litres, so that's a cap. But yeah, really would recommend this to anyone. Just spend a little bit extra and go for some of this. Also, filtration, that's important in any aspect of fish keeping, but with these, overfilter a lot. I'm quite lucky, I've got a couple of brittle-nosed plecos in here which sort the glass out, so I never really put my hand in the tank, only when I'm siphoning out, so that's fine. But Malawis in general are quite messy. They do a lot of sifting through the sand, so it's always good to over filter. I mean, I'm running a Fluval 306 on this, which is perfect. This is 200 litres. That's more than enough. So Malawi cichlids like to have a pH of around 8 or 7.5 to 8. I'm quite lucky because the water where I live is quite high in pH, so that's really good. So it's quite hard water, so I don't have to worry too much. If you are worried and you test your tap water and it's a little bit low, to bring that up you can use ocean rock. Now I haven't got any ocean rock in here because I haven't had to do that, but ocean rock will up your pH in your tank and make things a lot easier for them. On the subject of rocks are really important. It's a way of the fish establishing their territories, which is what, like going back to what I said, putting all the fish in one go. Once you put all the fish in one go, you don't really want to be adding any more. The only reason you'd want to add more is if you had a little bit of conflict in the tank and you need more space to fill. So the next thing I want to talk about is plants. Plants, I wouldn't bother. As a rule, you don't tend to put plants in a cichlid tank anyway because they are herbivores, so they will just eat the hell out of them. As an experiment, when I first set this up, I put this Java fern in, and they didn't touch it. So I was like, oh, brilliant. So what I'll do to fill the big space I've got at the back, I'll buy a nice big mature plant and it'll fill the space. It looked great for about a week, and then they just started to decimate it. It's a mature plant, so it's sort of reshooting as it goes, which is quite cool. But yeah, I should have taken the advice and not bothered. So plants, you can try them, but I wouldn't bother. So that's about it. I've probably missed loads, which I'll remember in a moment. But last thing I just want to say, just enjoy them. If you're going to do it, you need to just take a minute and sit and watch them because they're extremely active fish, and probably the closest to marine fish keeping as you're going to get in the tropical world. The colours that they can produce are just outstanding. They're really, really great fish. Just do it properly, and you'll have a really healthy, lovely tank. Okay, so I think that's it from me. I'll probably end up doing more stuff on this tank, so you'll hear more of that. But if you like this video, please subscribe. JP Fish Tanks, my name's Jake. I'll see you later on.